To receive the baptism of the Holy Spirit, I think, number one, you've got to want it and believe that it's possible to experience the infilling of the Holy Spirit. In terms of the baptism, it gets into an area that's divisive for some people because it creates sometimes this idea of you're either, in or out. The baptism of the Spirit becomes a mark of maturity or immaturity to let people know that if you are a Christian, then you have the Holy Spirit in you. It's not like you get the Holy Spirit for the first time when somebody prays for you to be filled or baptized with the Holy Spirit. That if you don't have the Holy Spirit in you, you're not a Christian at all. That if you are a Christian, you do have the Holy Spirit in you. So when we're talking about the baptism of the Holy Spirit, that's just kind of shorthand for fresh dose of power, basically, to better equip you for the purposes that God has, accompanied by this experience of the overwhelming sense of the love of God in your life and the release of a gift, oftentimes the gift of tongues, but not necessarily. And that's an exciting thing. I mean, it's something that for a lot of people provides just that affirmation, that confirmation that God is real and that their salvation is a real thing and not just something that happened in their minds. And then you have the humility to ask somebody else to pray for you, somebody who has experienced that fresh dose, that more of the Holy Spirit themselves, to ask them to pray for you to receive the same thing. And you do it with a degree of expectancy that you're going to get what God has said is available. I mean, Jesus said, ask for it and don't be afraid you're going to get something strange, that it's like a good father when you ask him for a fish, he's not going to give you a stone or a snake. So we want to be able to do it with that sense of expectancy.
When you're talking about getting filled with the Holy Spirit, not to think of it as this one-time event that I have to experience, but Paul talks of it as something that's supposed to be ongoing. Like, I've been filled with the Spirit over and over again. I have people pray for me to be filled with the Holy Spirit often, because I need more of God's presence, more of His power in my life. And it's more than anything, honestly, I think it's just a surrendering to God and inviting the Holy Spirit. I want you to have more control in my life. I want you to be more in charge of the things that I do, and in so doing, supercharge the things that I'm doing.